As I was building this file, I kept all of my styles internal to this document. Sometimes it just feels easier to me to keep everything all together in one file. But it's not very efficient, and it adds a lot of extra code to your page, and it prevents search engines from finding you. And we talked briefly in one class about code bloat and trying to remove as much code as possible from your page. And this is one way to do that, is to create an external style sheet. The other reason, though, is that we've made some decisions about what we want this page to look like, and potentially there are other pages within your site that you want to share this look. So having one centralized location where those styles live is a really good idea. I'm in my CSS styles panel. Well, first of all, I'm in the code and I'm confirming that yes, I have a style tag, and within that are all of my internal styles. Over in the CSS styles tab, if you see that you have in a less than greater than bracketed situation the word style, you can toggle that open, but all of those rules are internal to your document. So it's very simple to create an external style sheet. Simply highlight the first style, hold down the Shift key, select the last style, just confirm that everything in between has become highlighted. Follow the CSS Styles tab across to the pull down and choose Move CSS Rules. Now you have a few options. You can move them to an existing external style sheet, which we do not have, or you can create a new style sheet, which is the choice I'm making right now. So I have a new style sheet, click OK, and upon clicking OK, which I thought I clicked, let me try that again. Alright, now it is asking you to name the file and find a location. So I will call this Coffee Today. If you can see, I have a lot of experiments of making CSS files already, so I want to make sure I give it a name that I haven't used yet. You can call yours Coffee, and I'm sure that would be just fine. So I am keeping it, however, in the same location to keep everything nice and tidy. So make sure that whatever you name it, you get a .css extension for Cascading Style Sheet. As soon as you hit save, Dreamweaver understands that you want to remove those styles internally and move them into the external style sheet. So even in my CSS styles tab, I am now able to look at and edit and add to these external styles, but it's within an external style sheet. If I look over in my code, I have the sort of the old shell, the beginning and ending style tag, but I no longer have styles internal. And just one more thought on that. If you were creating a new style, let's just say this is a class called Penny, and I'm not really paying attention to where it's going. Perhaps it still says this document only. I have the option to save it directly into the Coffee Today right from the beginning. But let's just say I forgot that. I'm just making styles. I'm continuing on in this process. And there, just for the sake of having a style. Well, now this is starting to get a little messy. I have a style that's internal, and I have my external style sheet. We'll talk later on about why you actually might want internal and external. But for now, I just want to show you that if this were to happen to you, where you have some internal and some external, very easy to move things around. Just within this CSS Styles tab, just click and drag and move the internal one down into the externals. It's as simple as that. The other thing, one more final thing about this external style sheet, as you're working on this, if you like working with the code, if you need to be pasting CSS3 properties, for example, where is that code? Well, we know those styles are no longer internal. If you notice now at the top, however, of your Dreamweaver window up by the menu bar, I do have a separate file that we know is called Coffee today.css, and that's where the styles now reside. So if you need to make hard edits into the code, that's where those are. So source code, CSS file, and you'll have access to everything through your CSS styles tab.